another video. So today we are going to discuss my day one of building a product. So basically, let me start off with the story. So I was basically doing my financial budgeting. So when I say financial budgeting, it means how much money I can spend on maybe clothes, on stuff like petrol, on stuff like rent, and all those stuff across the year, so that I know what my expected expenses are and how much I can invest. So that's the gist of financial budgeting. If you don't do, I suggest encourage you to do the same. So anyway, I was doing the same, which in turn ended me on a conclusion that I need to make more money. I mean, who doesn't, right? Anyway, so I looked around the internet and looked at a few alternative income sources, right? So out of all those options, there was one option of people suggesting either start a business or, yeah, basically sell something, right? Now I looked deeper into it. The first question that I had was, why exactly do people start a business, right? So, or what is the usual experience with business? So, there are few different opinions across the board. First one was that do not start a business, it's a big pain. Rather, you are good with carrying over the 9 to 5 job course, right? So, for those who don't know, I am still working as a software engineer at an AI startup. So, I am a founding engineer at that place, and the work is great. Pay is also good, and yeah, I have no intentions of leaving my 9 to 5. So, keeping that aside, I'm looking just for what I would say chump change, getting some more extra money, since that gets a little bit load off me for my financial budgeting. So I don't want to like break a proper business. I don't have a requirement of creating a business. I just want to increase my income to some extent, right? So I do have a target number that I need it to reach, but I can tell you clearly that the number is not too big. It is something that is very much possible, not easily but very much possible. So going back to the story, yeah, so first opinion that you see across the internet is that do not start a business, carry on with your 9 to 5. That is the safest and great option. It will keep your life easy, simple, and good to go, right? Second option was do not start a business if your aim is money. Now here again, my aim is money, yeah, kind of. So it's not like I am doing this for some greater purpose, such as helping the society or yeah, building something that has never been in the world, something like that, something revolutionary, you know. So yeah, and usually the reason people tell this is because people who start off with the aim of money are a tad bit hungrier than the ones, or more desperate for money than the ones that do it for some higher purpose. So when they don't see immediate results, they end up giving up too quickly, right? So basically the persistence is the one that is missing, especially for the people whose goal or aim is just to gain money. So I'm going to take my chances here, because even if I do not make money, I will get to learn the process of building a product and finally selling it. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. And third one were the type of people who basically started their business due to needs, right? So there are people who got laid off. There are people who had family needs, who needed to put money on the table. So they decided to go to the business, to starting up a business route. And yeah, that summarizes the basically top three reasons why people start a business. Now, I was the closest, I would say, to the third one, because I myself am also looking towards building products for my financial needs. Right. So I feel it is good enough for me, and I would like to take my chances, as I said. Now, the next biggest important thing that I need to decide is what to make. Right. Now here again, I do not want to build a business. I do not want to hire people. I do not want to create like a big scale enterprise. I just want to build a simple product. I want a few people to use it. I want those few people to pay me money. That's it. Right. So nothing big, nothing revolutionary. Cool. So our aim is building a product. That was clear. Our aim is not to build a business, just to build a product and sell it. Cool. Now, one more thing to mention here is I wouldn't be having a lot of time. So 5 days a week, I would be working on my full-time job. So maybe Saturdays, Sundays, or a few hours here and there during the work week would be the ones when I would be putting actual effort into it. So I need to make sure that that is also in place, right? So I had a set of ideas So I personally have a habit of maintaining a list inside which whenever I get an idea, I note it down so that I don't forget it. Right. So I had around 10 to 12 ideas in place, and now it was my job to narrow it down to one idea that I would like to pursue. Okay. So basically, for doing so, I had a few factors. Right. The first one was, are there free alternatives of the same idea in the market? Because if there are free alternatives, very seldom people would opt for something that I have built, right? So that cut off a few participants from our competition. Then the second one was, is it feasible? Now this is a big thing, because if it is not feasible, especially from a one person effort, then it is better not to take such a project. Then the third one was, are the options, or are the competitive softwares in the are a competitive software or competitive products to what I make, making money and making enough money that it touches my target value. Okay, so this was one thing that I needed some research for, and basically I finally ended up on what I wanted to do. I finally ended up on with two or three ideas. Then I sorted them based on the lowest risk, and yeah, now I have exactly what I want to build. So let me tell you what I want to build. Okay, to build a lead code for mobile devs. Okay, now here I am not trying to build a DSA tool, not really a DSA tool. Even though I say lead code, it is it is more of an interview preparation tool specially created for mobile developers, right? So until now, so we have lead code for backend developers. For front end, we have something like great front end. So let me show it to you. Right. So this is here's great front end. Now basically great front end is a website that lets you test your ability as well as practice and solve coding problems for React engineers, for Angular engineers, for JavaScript and TypeScript people, right? So this is something that is specially built for JavaScript, or specially built for front-end engineers. Now I want to implement the same thing for I want to implement the same thing for mobile developers. So mobile developers also come with their own personal stack. They come with Swift, they come with Flutter, they come with Dart, they come with Objective C. So there are a bunch of different things. And until now, if you, according to my research, I didn't come across any interview preparation tool that was specially curated for mobile developers, right? So I feel this is a niche market that I can touch. Plus, our closest alternative, not really alternative, but a closest software that has done something similar is Great Frontend, which was built like 3 to 4 years ago, I believe, and it is making good amount of revenue. So even if we were able to do like one-fifth of that, it would be a really big achievement. So basically, if you want me to summarize, I'm creating a focus specialized interview preparation tool for mobile developers. That is what I have come up with. Now, the next step for us is basically to have some customer interviews, understand what their real need is. Now, who would be our customers and what questions we should ask now, and what conclusions we come up with. Let us discuss in basically day 2 of building a product, so that we have a little bit more clarity into it. Anyway, thank you for your time.